Young and the Restless spoilers. December 1st, Jack risks it all. Kane makes his choice. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Monday, December 1st, reveal that Victor Newman sets a trap for Kane Ashby. Phyllis Summers and Lily Winters take the gloves off. Later, Kane makes a tough call between the two ladies. The Abbotts strategize to protect Jabot, but Jack Abbott's plan might be too risky to pull off. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Kane accepts defeat. On Monday, Kane visits Victor and Adam Newman to make an offer. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Kane admits defeat and declares that the Newmans won. Adam insists they don't have the AI software, but Kane tells him to stop denying it. He knows it was Victor and wants to offer him a deal. "I'll give you everything, my entire empire," Kane proposes. Adam shoots back, saying they can just wait for Arabesque to go under, and Victor agrees. "It's Judgment Day for you," he adds. "Instead of rescuing you, I'll let you twist in the wind until you reach your inevitable end." Lily versus Phyllis. Who will come out on top? At the GCC, Phyllis accuses Lily of pitting her own kids against Kane. "I'm onto your game, Lily. You're dangling a carrot in front of Kane," Phyllis warns Lily. "He apologizes, and every time he comes close you pull the rug out from under him." The Young and the Restless spoilers say Lily denies Phyllis's accusation. But the redhead isn't backing down. "How many times does he have to get down on his knees to beg for your forgiveness?" she asks. As the two bicker, Kane walks in and asks what they're fighting about. "I really thought you sunk to a new low with the whole Dumas thing," Lily tells Kane. "But attaching yourself to someone like her, that is scraping the bottom of the barrel." Phyllis and Lily continue to argue until Kane shouts, "Enough!" Lily says she's had enough and warns Kane, "If you're not careful, she'll be your downfall." After Lily walks away, Kane asks Phyllis why she's always starting trouble. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Phyllis tells Kane to pick a side already. "I have picked a side," Kane answers. "I know where I'm going." Who did he choose? The Young and the Restless spoilers. Jack takes a major gamble. Meanwhile, Jack tells Ashley and Tracy about Kane's AI. He says it's been stolen and that Victor might have it. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Jack tells his sister that the mustache is coming after Jabot. Ashley offers to talk to Victor, but Jack thinks it wouldn't do any good. Billy chimes in, suggesting that it's time to strike. Kyle agrees, but Jack says he has a better plan. However, he isn't sure if the family will like the idea. Jack explains that Victor will likely use the AI during Abbott Communications' launch. "Victor sees that as letting our guard down," Jack adds. "To take down what he really wants, Jabot." He goes on to suggest that they strike first and take Victor by surprise. "The only way we stop this from getting in our system is to shut everything down," Jack says. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Jack suggests shutting down the company for 3 months. The family considers the effects of this move, and it's not looking good. "Are you sure there's no other way?" Ashley asks. No one can think of a better solution. Will they be forced to agree with Jack's idea? Watch The Young and the Restless weekdays on CBS. The winter sun had barely climbed over the Genoa city skyline when tension began to ripple through the town like a storm front. Doors opened, secrets slipped, and hearts were tested as December 1st brought a day of risks, revelations, and defining decisions. In living rooms throughout Genoa City, lives were about to tilt on their axes. Jack's decision at dawn. Jack Abbott had slept barely an hour. As dawn crept across the Abbott estate, he stood by the window, eyes fixed on the frost-tipped garden, hands clasped tightly behind his back. His reflection in the glass looked older than he felt, tired, resolved, afraid. But beneath all of that, unwavering. 4 weeks, he'd been dancing on the razor's edge, torn between protecting his family legacy and confronting a threat that had been tightening its grip around Jabot like an invisible chokehold. Rumors whispered through corporate circles. Unexpected numbers on quarterly statements. Strange absences, stranger alliances. And then, tightly, ominously, evidence. Real evidence. The kind that could end careers and destroy lives. The decision he had to make was one no CEO wants to face. But the longer he delayed, the greater the danger grew. Jabot wasn't just a company, it was his father's dream, his siblings' pride, his own life's anchor. Jack had spent decades trying to do right by the Abbott name. Today, he would risk everything to protect it. "Are you sure about this?" Ashley asked, appearing behind him with arms folded. But her voice carried no judgment, only worry. "No," he admitted. "But I'm sure about what happens if I don't." Ashley stepped closer, her gaze locking on his. "Once you go down this path, you can't come back. The fallout, it won't stop with you." Jack exhaled, slow and steady. "I know. And that's why I have to make the first move." His hand brushed against the hidden file on the desk. Documents, recordings, emails. A damning trail pointing to someone he once trusted. Someone still working inside the company. He picked up the file. He picked up the phone. And then, in one decisive moment, Jack Abbott risked it all. At Chancellor, a man at a crossroads. Across town, Kane Ashby strode through the Chancellor building with the posture of a CEO but the heart of a man drowning in uncertainty. Today was the day. The choice. The dividing line between who he'd been and who he'd become. He'd spent weeks hiding the truth. A truth that could shatter the trust of the only people who still believed in him. Lily had been patient. Too patient. Their twins sensed the tension. And Jill, ever the matriarch, had been circling him like a hawk waiting for the moment he cracked. Kane's secret hadn't started as a betrayal. Not intentionally. It started with trying to fix a mistake, a misfiled report, a suspicious financial discrepancy left behind by someone who assumed no one would notice. But when Kane dug deeper, he realized it wasn't just an accounting error. It was a red flag connected to a person with far too much influence to confront cleanly. And instead of telling the truth, Kane had tried to handle it on his own. Then he'd gone deeper. And deeper. And now he stood at the edge of the final step, coming forward or hiding forever. He stepped into his office only to find Jill waiting for him. Arms folded. Brow arched. Eyes sharp enough to slice through steel. "So," Jill said, "today's the day you tell me everything." Kane swallowed. Everything. That was the problem. Jabot, the revelation. Jack arrived at the Jabot boardroom early, a folder tucked beneath his arm like a live grenade. He wasn't sure how this meeting would end. Revolt? Panic? Betrayal? Resolution? Any of them were possible. But when the board members took their seats, murmur died to silence. Even Phyllis, who knew him better than nearly anyone, could see he was carrying a weight that wasn't going to drop gently. Jack placed the folder on the table. "I need your attention," he said, voice measured but sharp. "What I'm about to show you stays in this room.